Arishimama, yamamu nyina juma makwaba eba United Television ye studio so worship house abeka junction yenu nsianka se boss mu fa so no so de amaye na dohwe bako ede animu yi ye de ba aba besom ye kai mo se kase boy ukọ DSTV obenya ye o channel 360 sanso na Facebook and social media handles awudo no nyina na kase boy wo hwe ekira kwan a obehu ewo ho na abo for a special ice so special drink this way chocolate drink and then the coffee drink na ye di need fufu ni tabekwan so api so woman de ekure mu pinti medical seboyi ebrem na etifi nsem bi ni se mampeni Muhammad atudua kire mu se esan se wo man Ghana e se dollar no Ghana ye sidi na nya hode a che ni nti no ama ye kai do amano no eso ate se hwi
Nene empenifo e de dwumadie bi e baba be hwehwe so e wo man Ghana eno e baba beboa se ne be ya e ye firearms a wo mo e de fufa baabi a emfa mrakwan so no wo mo asi ano kwan.
Si ahwefo be kai beto dwa se containers bi ayira yisi di containers bi ayira na fan ko si hina ensem bi bobo chese se containers na enyira ai se no kwesa ye no kore no ye bedi nkomo enanadwi
enche ye kra na yete se eye Ghana embassy a ewo Washington DC eye abochimemu wo mu asuspend wo mu adwumadi a wo mu die no na no enenam so ama nei mrahye bedwafuye ukopie ho no ma minority for etwe eye honorable Samuel Ukujeto Ablakwase wonfa emunchiremu emra se wo mu etwentwen isa adwumadi esanye
na ne ye ne ahyankafo bedi nkomo mampeni Muhammad kire se no se we betu atu na nya fi na beti ticket na sefo utwe ma hwe pre na twa foto na call Ghana card na ewura wo mumu na ye ne ahyankafo bedi nkomo e ma omo so onkyere omaje
nene UTV ekopie mu ewo abobloshi na ho ne yebusa dwadifo omo ho se lorry fare ya ye se yatete suru enuane ne nso e kanana wo mu hu se yatete so anase nso tete no wo mu ehu ne se
ensabi ka ho na ye de so mu se kasebo akenkanfo da nwumre yeso mo eyeme eja kwabena mene
nana ekwia kobi
afi kasebo ne musamnie African Development Bank ekuo no omo wo hyem bi omo de hyeso abre bia na de toso aduonu mu ba ko 51 na akoso na ni nyina ne se wo mo ehwe ahwe okwanpo betumi afaso aboa ma abibiman isikasan betumi agina akoso o la Côte d'Ivoire memu na eho ene mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ko kasaye na ne sabode tuja no wo kire mu se ebra na MPP aban efi aban mu no esanse na dollar no ewo soro echensi di ninti no na yeska ede no na ahokyire wo mpopapa wo keka sisi ani a na ye billion bebre na so ne esanse na aban ne ba ye obo ne homodi nti no esanse yesidi no anya hoden so ede a chen dollar ninti no ama eka ye de no eso ate asika afiri so 150 billion Ghana cedis.
Well, it's history. Everybody knows now that Ghana defaulted on its debt. We engaged in a painful debt exchange program to restructure debts and to bring debt to GDP to a range of about 55 to 58% by 2028. The debt restructuring was concluded early this year with our bilateral creditors, and therefore it brought the quantum of debt down, that's the size, but it also stretched out the repayment of the debt. That brought us down to about 75, 76% debt to GDP. Since then, we're left with just 3% of the debt. We've covered 97%. It's left with the commercial creditors who hold just about 3% of the debt. And once we do that, then it means that the whole debt restructuring has been completed. But like I said when I spoke at first, I said we need to put any credit that we take or any debt that we take into the most productive parts of our economy in providing infrastructure, so that you can have a rate of return on debt. You must do smart borrowing, taking debt where you can create debt escrows so that the income for which you invested the credit can go to repay. For instance, expressways that are tolled where the toll revenues are escrowed so that they go to pay the expressway in 25 years So I think that these are the kinds of things that we should do. There are many examples. For instance, we built a first-class port, and that, again, did not sit on our public debt. We made our Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and their partners, Meridian Port Services, build the ports, which cost us about $1 billion, and that port is paying for itself, and that debt does not sit on our books. We built a new airport terminal we call Terminal 3, and again, we built it on the balance sheet of the Ghana Airports Company Limited. And so that project is paying for itself without sitting on our public debt. And so these are some of the innovative ideas that we need to introduce in order that our debts continue to be sustainable. But also increasingly, one of the push factors for the debt is the strength of the value of the local currency. Our debt continued to multiply because the cedi continued to grow weaker, and so you needed more cedis. Because our public debt is stated in cedis, the weaker the cedi becomes against the foreign currencies, the higher it pushes up your debt. Fortunately, some measures we put in place have recently begun to show results, and the cedi has been strengthening. And so we've reduced our total debt over the last 5 months by almost 150 billion cedis, which is very significant. And so if that trajectory continues, the target of reaching 55 to 58% debt sustainability by 2028 will be reached by the end of this year. And that means that it gives us fiscal space to begin to invest in the most productive sectors of the economy. But like I said, we need to look inward, boost domestic revenue, cut wasteful government expenditure, fight corruption, and introduce better accountability in governance. And that is what the focus of my administration is.
Minister for Interior, Honorable Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak. Nene wakasa, the work in nane say, Oswafo wamo share Interior, so National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, and wamaka wamu huwa boom, wamu ni ejumeku obi. Na ni wamu ye ni nane say, etuwa ekodi di yankra hono marches, wamu di enyuma boneno, ene wamu di jumedie bi eba besheshes wa my Ghana, wamu betumi esisa jumedie ya. Womu pese womu si ano kwan efri sa nyoma boni a womu ye e wo man foforo ene o man Ghana mu.
It is about empowering law enforcement officers, prosecutors, and custom agents with data, training, and cooperation mechanisms they need to act decisively and legally. This week, each country will present its national assessment. These are more than statistics. They are snapshots of where our nation stands in this fight. We must listen to each other with intent, identify the hotspots, trace the trafficking method, and recognize the actors behind this crime. And then we plan, not in silos, but as a united regional force. Each of you represents a critical node in this network. The work we begin here must continue beyond the 3 days of this meeting. That is why Operation Cabo 6 integrates a comprehensive training program, regional training of trainers, national level capacity building, and standardized tools such as operational plans, recovery protocols, and threat assessment. Let us not underestimate the value of this investment. They are the building blocks of sustainable security. Moreover, the human cost of inaction is too high. For every weapon we fail to intercept, there will be a life lost, a family broken, and a community destabilized. Let that reality fuel our resolve.
UNODC, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. Basically, this is the safe one. I a friend of CAFO VI. The last one was in another country. This year, Yeni hosting. Now, the Etienne said, every year UNODC say in a different country. This year do a society any host. And here amaya mwabaha from bibi memo mwabaha. Yenyina issue said ye be adwin be to said ye be to me akon the kind of say mo yusu mo de kwachi kwan enye tuo o mo yusu tuo no edidi enyuma bone a enye Okobokina ni Mali ni Niger ni de keka ho a hwa ntu apa akodidi amanfo nsem omudidi nyamrasem didi bone and so inshemu e de yenyina aba together and to Ghana ha obi free the kind of saying Ghana Police Interpol obi free immigration preventive obi nso free the Attorney General and Minister of Justice in office and the Small Arms and Light Weapons Commission and ye hosting the court. Yedi hadrin back from other countries, including Ghana. Said ye be to me I prevent you and I say a bema it a man for didi nyamrasem it a apakudi a man for sem ye be to me agye from sem na ye be to me prevent you can say the flow of weapons into the various countries.
See, I shall for Bekaya. Afi etwa mu ni afi mu a ande beto dwa se wokọ tamahaboa yesi yisigifo akrakra containers bi a ye cables na wom anka on be ye adwuma ama containers ayira no na edoso papaapa na sasemi onyanfo jonjinapo o yeso afọhwe nyina ma ode wonsam so ena ode wonsam atudwa ama ne kra kasa ote bedwoku bi a eya asam no hwehwemu se ebeka nso a wonamo a na wako yese yakon container bi wo bi kumase ebi kofrodua ebi ha mia hudo bibiri electrical cables ene gugu ne chese de ayira no na esusu se akwakoguo na no na se sa containers ye ka sa ayira no se na emu 2637 yakwakohu awotamahabo se de na omo eka no na domkumo mra shebidwo mo chese no kurenie sa electrical cables a ye ka sa ayira containers ye se ayira ni nyina no no kure bako se ni se na naso afo no eka no ene se nchofo nhemu ena odonyamfo Collins adomako mensa ede tudwa omra shebidwo
Minister na be catch Parliament send a committee was set so investigate containers ayira no close to 1130 you TV resource minister and national security for nam every containers no factories be and then abeded omo ankasa from the Ministry of Energy air catch say containers are almost ayira fit Mpox afekwa do mako akohu more than twice the number now almost ayira free port no port one kasa. What it means is in someone here today, say containers no ayira no and yes and net here. Mekaipa said the former managing director of CCG Big I can say containers no ain't mean and that it should be in the possession of the Ghana Port and Harbour authorities. You did not tell and then I dare be said sa containers I say ayira no say na containers in na e ports. Yes, Minister said, Wamra back to Parliament. No matter a full briefing of the issue about the containers. Indeed, who shared daily graphic reports now almost say you could retrieve the containers now. Now I quite said your containers naira and I feel no more and just say na containers mean now tema porto according to the daily graphic reports. Let's just say containers na near Casa Irani and just containers mean now tema port. The best minister so Parliament no matter a full briefing on the issues of containers. I said, the minority leader, no birthday. It's one of the board chairman. What's now my containers in Ira? Minority leader can say, yeah, politics. That was answering water. If it is criminal, it is criminal. Yeah, Shapanya, the first one. You beat me and Sakam. They now more can say Iran. And I go there, they say, na, and Ira. The best to be a more media for Mufankonu Bianti. So said, you're more canon. And yes, I'm it here.
Yada so a ewo mrashe bedwafi na mrashe bedwafi ekọ asetena no e na dom kuma omo wo ho e di tudwa se enche ye kra na yete se ye Ghana embassy ewo Washington DC ya bochimemu wo mo se wo mo close wo mo edwumadi anu wo mo di wo ho isanse wo ma hu se link bi nkofo bi akreti link bi atese wo mo di gigi sika bi fa ba bi atese emfamra kwan so kra na no na nam so na name rahye bejefo se wo ma wo mo wo endomkuma wo mo kirema wo mo se adenti na otumi si gina ye honorable Samo Okujeto Ablakwa ejina se wo to omo dwumadi a wodi mu na wan kire wan susu wo mo anhwe wo ma dwen kire se ne enka bi omo so beka e de afa ho etiene wo mo kasa wo mo sere no se wo mra no won fa nsemmua bi emfamre wo mo enam kwan na wo de fa so a wo de tu eye dwumadi a no wo mudi no ano.
We from this side of the House take the view that this action by the minister, this decision by the minister, has far-reaching repercussions on the staff of the mission, on foreign service officials of Ghana across the world and in Ghana, on the reputation and standing of our country in the eyes of the Committee of Nations, on the welfare of our citizens across the world. And we thought that, first of all, the minister should have briefed the Committee on Foreign Relations. Secondly, the minister should have tackled this matter through tact and diplomacy. And we're reliably informed that there have been several instances of alleged misconduct by officials of embassies across the world, by various countries and our country itself in the past. And they've been dealt with tact, they've been dealt with diplomacy, and the full force of the law has been brought to bear without having to involve or be engaged in, if I will put it this way, unnecessary populism and rushing to the press, rushing to social media, and taking decisions and steps and making announcements, grandstanding announcements, which has far-reaching negative implications for the reputation of our country. If one person is committed an offense, or if one person is alleged to have been engaged in a fraudulent activity or in connivance with other persons, we support fully that those people should be brought to book and that they should be punished, and that the full force of our laws, the laws of our country, should be brought to bear and indeed be punished unreservedly. That we do not have a quarrel with. Our issue is the public posture of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the minister, which has far-reaching negative implications on the reputation of our country, especially when we've been told that since the inception of the Fourth Republic, we've had similar incidences and they've been dealt with through tact diplomacy. There are several other examples where we think that the minister should engage the committee more, where we think that the minister should resort to quiet, tactful diplomacy. If I may say, it's just been 5 months, 6 months into the administration of President Mahama. He's just been in office for 3-4 months, so perhaps he's still adjusting. He's readjusting from the opposition way of doing things through the oral modus operandi to the arena of high-level international diplomacy, which requires tact, quietness, and diplomatic maneuverings. And so we are taking this avenue and this step to call on the minister and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to engage the committee a lot more. The chairman himself, we've been engaging the chairman and the majority side of the committee, and they also seems to be in the dark in some of these announcements and decisions which have been made, and that there should be a lot more thorough engagement to the committee, and there should be a lot more tact diplomacy as opposed to populism, as opposed to rushing to score political points, and as opposed to moving swiftly to social media to make announcements which do not augur well for the reputation of our country. I think examples about the number of days that a passport can be acquired in our missions today have all become subject matters of great controversy, and the issues of launching of chip-embedded passports and many other issues which are happening under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where one will expect that the highest standards of diplomacy, of quiet diplomacy, of tactful diplomacy will be adhered to.
Wasa nsɛmsɛm ya ho ɛna ahwɛ hwɛ amanon ho nsanso de nkrata aba bonten na wɔn nso wɔn ka nyinaa ne sɛ yɛbɛka yi a Ghana aban na musini so ye America Washington DC no esan se nipa bi ye adwuma ho na fa kwati kwan bi so abiebie account bi de anko digi nkrofo sika di kogu omo account mu ne niam ahoda titi senti ni atum na to ne atum no e ma mo ka se wo mo a ye adwuma ho nyina no wo mo samra fi na no na so ye na to du akire mu se sese ye kase no o mo atoto niam nyina ama soafo no a oda asoye na na nkasa edi anim ama sese ye kase no wo mo de wo mo aben e wo IT mu akwa wo ma hyase ehye niam se na be on betumi afiase aye adwuma se na mo ye no enkane no a na no mo che se hwe ben ya wada bai na wo ma hyase ebo adwuma nti Ghana fo nka wo makoma to mo yam se de be ya wo mo a edi application akọ nyina so mo ye dwumadie bi na esanse ye tumu na se ye twitwa mo dwumadie so ntia wanti no on betumi akọ na o makọkọ ye mo nwuma na wo mo de telephone lines ne ma hodo bi atutu dwom che se open information bi a wo betumi akọhwehwe na mo che se wo nyina mu no o mo che se de see ye no e ya de ha dwuni papa ankan se eba ne sa kora na no na o mo che se sanse eye abonfusam ewo munti ene akisekasem akontabu munti no o mo de nsam na akọkọ dane auditor general ana fe attorney general say auditor general hwehwe mu say sika no for fahin hwan wo de kodi ye sika dodo sen o mo hwehwe mu wi anoma dane e de ama attorney general na say o memra no ye de o mo afaso no wo hyega na fo nyina bo say obi anka no komanto ne yam na sisi ne ya wada be o mehya say adwuma an kuredi perepere ye akontabu papa ebeba mu a enkonko fa sika di ni sika hunu bi adie enkonko ba sɛ de bi no maye amasa hawi akọkọba
adeshima mo ebegina we so ne ahomekase ebo no so yesre mo ye basese a Adeshima ma ye mama kwa ba yesre mu ye to akase ebo no so e dia mamo.
Ye kwosada ye hwe ye sikasam se de sitie ne gold ho samsam na pani a woda gold board ano lo ya sami jamfi o de adesade eto wona a ekra gold kwa ma no ne ekra bi de ba o mu se wo momu ase na ban no betime hu wo mu a efa kwati kwan so ene sumase e de gold kwa ma no ne no na yentu om so sa o se de sa na betime boa yi papa ama ye dollar cedi no etume gina na so pintin na boa ama esi kasam akose de sisi ko na aboa nso emeka ye de amano no si yetua anya de amoman no.
You work mainly at the entry and exit points of the country, and so there are a lot of things that goes on that you are privy to that we may not even be aware. Because we are clamping down on the activities of goods smuggling, now they are changing the strategies. There are those who are trying to smuggle goods through the airport and even through the ports. And we'll count on your feedback or intelligence in that area so that we can clamp down on the activities of such people. Those who do that are enemies of the state. Because when they do that, they deprive us of the forex, the dollars that we need to get from our house to support the national currency. Look at when Ghana started producing gold. We were once upon a time called Gold Coast. Oil has not really benefited us like it has benefited Dubai that does not even produce gold. You understand? So we need to clamp down on the activities of these smugglers.
Incumbent on us, as you said, to also protect our country by making sure that wherever our officers are, they should monitor and see those who want to rip the country out of its important precious mineral. And so smugglers, they should report to us, and we will also relay it quickly to the board so that you can take swift action. As you said, yes, some may run away from the airport and they will go to the port. They will go to the border level. We and our collaborators, the freight forwarders and others are everywhere. We will relay this information to them so that anytime they are processing someone's cargo for export, they should be able to have a knowledge, what is it at all? If it is gold, then they should alert the gold board, whether are you aware? As we are very much aware that this is the only institution that is by law to export our gold, sell our gold, and bring the proceed back. We are happy that the prudent decision made by your office here and the Bank of Ghana and the Finance Ministry is yielding the result that we are all there, to the extent that even trotro drivers are now reducing the prices.
Now with us, why? Our traders talk about the borders everywhere they can be found. So it is even in our interest to be policing our borders, fishing out those smugglers, because when gold board wins, the traders will also win. Because it is the gold that we are come to use to strengthen our city. And if city is strengthened and have that power,
Minister for Trade and Industry, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu Ejari, Nene Wakasa, near walking in Nane se, was see a bino any swadi huna womu ehre, ni Nane se, womu bebwa e ma, and afi mebunu ewukuya ye ejumanu emu.
It's a no agribusiness, want the subsector, my ministry ho. Bua, ama contract commercial farming yamba. Ninja who say, yeah, industry no, we use agric produce no. We have raw materials. Everyone say tomatoes to fly a crack, and ya draw, jelly a crack. Name agribusiness up there. We are providing enabling environment for people to participate in commercial contract farming. No, is to feed the industry and share and buy no lunch feed Ghana. I don't know, yeah, a clear. Now, if you are no, and a ministry, no, feed the industry. And then I be back. I feed the industry. For example, over my law, you over park. You the buana manita dia tomatoes akasia pani dia buano. The ko bebre pani dia buano. Yeswa agribusiness value chain no when it comes to financing, capacity building, access to market, value addition ministry ni facilitate ama ni nyina aba so eti saa conference die aba ni so ade hunu ni bi
initiatives ahodo a aban edigu akwan mu nyina ni nyina no ebe create adwuma buburuja se wo hwe underfeed Ghana initiatives ahodo a yede ba ene ekwan a ye beboa akuafo no amomo afudie amomo di ado wo mafuo no ebema mbabunu dudo na akom initiative baako a ye wo presidential initiatives for agriculture and agribusiness eye ne friend Dobidi initiative Dobidi no eye se wo mo ye fu nketenkete 1 acre 2 acre no aban ebe so mase na akade ne afudi a wo de be ye afuo no aban de be mo se de be ya afi wo mo betimi ado na eno krapo no ye hwe Ghana for be 35,000 afi na o ma shaase eno po ye pilot no first phase no na se mbabunu 35,000 and I say mba 35,000 edi omu hu jima na chese nya de ketwa sa 35,000 no ya hye ne kete se emu 15,000 enye mbabunu ena emu 20,000 enye mba se de be ya mba no dodo na ebetimi ado your initiative back be a friend youth agriculture estates ye deba ye ni so ade hunu ni say ebetimi create about 16,000 jobs for the young people in producing various critical industrial and food crops ewo omamu hanomo ene ye wo back bi so ye ni cocoa board for ye em say na anomo te say finance minister ka say ye targeting almost 200,000 additional hectares of cocoa plantation ni nyina no ye mbabunu ene ye de omudi animama omaye saa additional cultivation no
ebi anyama bi sisi omo kwan enti na ema omo ntimi enko omuni because omo hu ne say kwa ye edwuma bi a eyede ana kwa ye edwuma bi a ye punishment ene de me pese me hye ye mamba wane ye maame mu nyina nkora say kwa ye nye punishment kwa ye wo besika kofom sika no efom de wo ena me kan say tama na me wo national service deputy director operation ene na bi e mani mami hu say sana ye poultry ye farm edu a ye bia ne ade sika efi mu ba no na nye sika ketwa enti no honorable handle otimba me wona sase na me kan so minia mayankodofo the first sika wo surprisingly no no fi mu nche no oko started with piggy ewe piggy no and o started board ene honorable handle ye one of the highest maize producers in this country.
Nancy and your man penny, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the betu jechim say, two a year ewo car quansono. And yadi a bairn is an ancan in the eno. Ye better something, Udo no Jessica, not your 2 boots to want ticket in amount. Na sai be ko Jessica can call you ticket in Wichumuko. Or this enemy in a Wichum. Na say Abani say. So do be a 2 no 1 O de Chumuko, Uchamuko, ya set camera be ewo 2 boots 1 na chwa foot to pr. Now can number na chat. Na a link call Ghana card na call mumu and now bank account mu nti one city na se otua na kranato anya fei e na obabe sai na traffic na se for the bi we no eye abe for kwan pa e na wo mode eye e ba sa nya se Ghana fu e de ye mampani ekani moji ne sen ye na shekafo bi kasai o madwin chiri ni
ebeboa new system lebeboa e che old system no cause old system no service nipa neti ano scanning nyina nko nti say digital ne ba new one I think that's the better lebeboa Ghana yes because to no ye nyamfa so oh e de punso adwuma ni nyamanyama so nti say new system ba dia so e be nyam faso also e be just sa traffic ni auto no so ti
yeah ne say na ban kai no because ye de call digital e be boy digital say Ghana form bokro no digital dey better jamias because ticket no omo print be the frame omo no ma correct no mo twamaye nti ye dem say to no eboa ba ma ye fa abanfa ma contract bio oma ye check om na scanner be ba no so enko aban conference mu na ye be sra ban say so betimi ayama ya bisa dey de to enim omo mo ye creep o mo ntumi nye adwuma mo ti ono oma sankrofo no kotena no mo ntwa to na mboa because obi wo nan ye obetimi aye adwuma na edna kotena to ano no obi o yare no stress ka ndi se o woni ndi o be yes adwuma ne dia ye fa no kotena mboa se na be ya ebe ma ponto abaga mem
omo de share road at mo a ni omo twa no te se de we twa road at no omo de share road at no omo de saska no de cover road at mo ombet ma nyeska because cars ni bebre majority omo na mukrom enye omo nyina na cross motorway enyo mu nyina no mo fa highway ni so but omo ebi mu twato ebi mu so ntwato be road wet ni de obi a twa road wet nti ye de share road wet mo de ene de ebeboa oman ni nyina am bia system ni adwuma de ebeboa ebe adwuma enye se ebi a okodu o na ye system ni adwuma machine na lock na ene na de krono ni traffic ni nyina na ye eba oman
oh sanke be yanka ye fa ni wanu bra ni wanu bo ye ten old one because old one ye disease ka kwa hu bia ye de ko nti be ya fa ni wanu bra ni wan be boa ye pa
ni pe de se ni ye de engine scan jani mum ta se be de be ya juma me ni ye minu na njaba wo de adwuma de bana ya adwuma pa se ni pe gia ni pe no mo ko traffic ave e be san so scan se ehunu so ma we machine do kan kura sin ni pe de se ni
eno so ye omo ye no se ye bayanka meme de meme hunu se yanka omo wo ho no to no me no nanka omo bue mu a yedu a e mo ho aye den anante traffic de mba se na omo so a omo adi dem no ebi obi o ne na atwa ne nsaba ko twa ntumi nkoye dwuma se ne ye ko be ono obetena fa ko no anya kakra de adidi nti eno no so no anka eye be bo omo so kakra eno se ye be pempemfo a omo betuma di nokre ama adwuma na tuma ko wano nye se wi abetena o onya 10 cedis o anya 2 cedis ene dia mbo aman no
oh yeah Ghana na ese ko yanim pa what you say oh Ghana no say abrocha na sorry ya na ya abrochiro ayen kakra nkanti Ghana yan so ya kakra nkra be what you say tell ya de papa.
Minister of Health, Honorable Kwabnaminta Akando, and a new worker Ghana for Nina say, was Sir Womu, Mpox Yarian, ma womu mumu. Ma womu yamu shishomu. It's answer womu de near me guaquema, womu sheno messi yari who ano quine, into who biara anyho.
We are faced with a complex array of health challenges, rising rates of non-communicable diseases such as cancers and kidney failure, an aging population, attrition in the health workforce, and increasing patient expectation for quality care. At the same time, our vision is ambitious to achieve universal health coverage, restore public confidence in our health system, and operationalize flagship initiatives such as the Mahama Cares.
The whole task of our work is to put yourself in the shoes of your patients and do the best that you can. And your best goes with competency and continued professional development, which is something that we will embrace wholeheartedly.
Eya de shimamba ye besan akwaje abofo nkrato ni mpire no so ye ba de aka no ye de beso so montwen.
Adesima ma ye mama kwa ba ye to akase bono so e di amamo. Na UTV news ye kopie mu e wa abobloshi. Na ho na ye busa adwadifo ene wo ma wo mu bedi dwa se. Eye a driver fo wo ma tete wo mu lorry fe yi so. Na wo ma wo mu di dwa yi nso e na afi wo ma wo mu koto no. Wo mu hwese na esidi na gina ne na so a. Enuane bi te se entos jene e na afi bayre no. Sa sikai anase dollar ye aba for me aka sa enyeme ya na. Sei e na wo mu edi tudwa.
Ye nyamane de sene ye fan dadaada no sana price ni tie ba kakra ni price ni bokosoro nti adenti e ntumi nkosoro ni se o se ni season no nti ye ntumi peja no ye ntumi mbani fom ebegina sene ejina na akosi tam na ni bo be yedi
endra me foka fe ya teso na mom ye vegetables for the nru ye so yate say provisions honi amade aba from kakra but mimiton carrot green beans yellow melon squash ye de nru ye so but ye bonya mempa say I start de nru ye so vegetables ni de still no boy ye de nti ye bompa say what petrol so ne de enkoma farmers so no mo so mo hwe no mo mo
dollar no mo aba from esan say ye ni dollar mam enso bibia mo ye si dollar cost through bibia ofa ya si dollar kaso dollar ekoso no niam no so ye den ekoso ukite sika kitu e bia untimi nto ho niam na che se dollar na koso be de sika kitu e kakoto niam enti dollar na ba from the media to media ya mede ana de me pesa ban ye ne se omo di niam na gusto omo ton na board no ye ne se yan cost bia to se niam na board ya mo ndonkomi enya si yan bo ndonkomi se ya mede wo nua betimi akoto ade 1 million onum sa ade na wo ton ama 1 million ni board
Tuanya petrol nkwana nipa no de ton ade eti nioma bi wo no ma yemfa no kre ento nten wakofa ade aboden a wo ba wo beje mama wo su dwetre ahye nya mu ma wo dwetre nshi because wo pe wo dwetre because obi sese yakoto obi man so ena sese ensan na de ade ni biscuit akakadro na na omde ye esi akakadro na omde ya omukotua factory for no omukotua wa fom ho ansa na ye ya boabo ye nya bi eti wonu kwansuni na kwakoto na boden a oba onfa mema fofofo eti bia so e kire se me ba e price na me tono no sa na me tono wati ase ene won kwati e ka chiso mo mra bofom ba omo kire se omo ko ye ne ye nti ne ma no so ho to omo so ntimi nti so man ta man ye aduane tono no enye easy.
En so to tayiri famia hodo bebre na twedian ponyankopon obo ade bo ne ma no hunu se senso yiri a na senso to bebre a se bi kwata ba bi nti e fra na fro se na be yenso no beta hwa na enso no tia na fe asone kakra kogu ensu ahodo mu na so ayro hosam ne se onipa da sene ni asa chenyankopon nti afro no ye de anea akokosi ni nyina na esisi adan wo so na nti e menso to yiri famia hodo bebre na enkra ha ba bi ba ko a ewo ha adwini ye pa ukotema sakumo no eye Ramsar site ho na manfo asisi adan ne do mo asisi pa na no na ban kyerese da bi won transe nya hwe han ama bibi etisa no enkoso enti adan no mo adwiregu dan ka se mo adwiregu no mo adwiregu pa na nkramantam so afo Ewralinda ohenewa uklu ene bambofo ne kabo mu etusa na mo no ne enso asoma ya nam sini amansie ba dan so abiam so woni o machi na sa demolition exercise na ekoso no wonhwe na omoye mu ahoma no so tidan so sa oteme nka ene ekọ ne san bibia ye boko na eho nsam tisen
eja kwa na te wonka na sani awubusa no tema Ramsar site titru takomo no de yenyina yenim sani eho nsam tie e kamia ye se be emfie kakrani aban bia ba neni ekyere ho nenso nianti a wo mani kyere ho no nyade eto etwa ne na etwa tena empenifo gusua wono moboka eye ho ebo ho bra sene ebe ya wono beje Ramsar site na to na ensuo dodo a eto ewo manmu a ne fa kese na titunkan ha etwi free mepo ni mu afiri Akuapem mountains ni mu atwi be fankan ne kopie punim ne ho ne nam nti ene empenifo atiesi mu a adan ahodo a eja kwabena sene a wo hwe wo mfoni no mu no esisi ho no mu nyina empenifo kire se wo mu bu ni nyina gu fom a wo mafiase ne na wonum edigu fom awe ho sam ne se enche bia ne no so afo kopie ho na yekọ ho na mia bi ho no mokra dan no kra se na no mafiase a obuni be ka se potens no nanso ene ye kopie ho no ni nyina dane abrosan a esisi ho no ma kire se wɔn mo ma yɛ wɔn adwene so wɔn mu si adan wɔ hɔ no nyade a wɔn mu etie biribi na wɔn mu hunu ɔhaw biara nea wɔn yɛ no ɛde brɛ ɔman nti wɔn gu so a wɔn yɛ nanso ɛnɛ ɔnkramantam soafoɔ maame Linda Obenewa okuru kyerɛ sɛ wei ɛyɛ ade a mampanin John Dramani Mahama ankasa ɛna wɔayisu executive order sɛnea ɔte hɔ nom a wɔasi dan wɔ hɔ bia ɛmfa ho sɛnea ne tenten ne ne kɛseɛ teɛ wɔn mu dan no ɛmfa mu fam a ɛnɛ yi wahyɛ sɛ obia wɔte hɔ bia baabi a wɔn de ɛyɛ yɛbɛka sɛ wɔn de fasuo bi asi sɛ firi hɔ nom kɔ nsuo no mu deɛ wɔn bɛbu dan bi adeɛ wo a wodie wɔn bia ɛde a wɔn bɛbu no na ɛbrɛ a yɛbu na nwumire yɛ aka kakra ma yɛfiri hɔ nom asɛm a ɛsi hɔ nom a na ɛnwanwa ne sɛ forestry panyin a mpanyinfoɔ de na kɔtena hɔ sɛ ɔno na ɛnhwɛ Temaranta site no so no obi a yɛbu ni dan wɔ hɔ bi a ba yɛde ne nsa ɛtena no so sɛ saa papa yi ɛna wagye sika ma wɔn ho kwan mu wɔn asi saa dan no wɔ hɔ nanso owura Thomas Akwa ɛyɛ forestry officer ɔno na ɛhwɛ site no so kyerɛ sɛ saa nsɛm na wɔn mo ka no ɛnya ade a wɔnim ho hwee na mmom ɛyɛ a wɔne wɔn hyia na sɛ nkɔfo mpanyinfoɔ ba so wɔn ba bebu a na wɔn aba n'anim sɛ wɔn bɛka na mmom sɛ wɔyɛ panin a wɔdi anim nti na wɔn de wɔn nsa tɛntɛn so na mmom sika so wagye deɛ ɛnya ade a wagye ɛno ɛna onyamyanfoɔ maame Obenewa okuru kyerɛ sɛ saa nsɛm na wɔn agyina hɔ bi a wate no ɛnya ade a wɔma na kɔ akɔda na ɔbɛma mampanin aso ate na wɔn ayɛ nhwehwɛmu korɔgyen afa saa nsɛm ho na sɛ bubɔ na ɛnea na deɛ mmara ne tie biara no ɔpanin a ɔno ɛna ɛyɛ forestry officer na ɔte wanko biara de ne nsa tene so sɛ wɔn no wagye sika ama wɔn kwan mu wɔn asi adan ɛwɔ nsuo nim no wɔn ɛne no afa kwan so maa me kyerɛ sɛ yɛahyɛ aseɛ nne yi nkosisi yɛbɛwie no ɛnya ade a wɔda nti ɛnɛ deɛ yɛde abɛwie Nyankopɔn yɛ adom a ɔtena dwumadie no ɛbɛtoa so
na wɔn a na wɔn dan a na wɔn mu bubu ogu no na wɔn di mi na te sɛn awerɛhɔ aka wɔn mo ebinom twa adwo ɛdɛn na wɔn yɛ
ɛnya kwabena na ɛyɛ awerɛhosɛm ɛsiane sɛ obi ba a wɔda fam ne nkotodwe gu fam wɔ pakyɛw ebinom otiam ebinom nsu nanso wɔn nsu no nyinaa na wɔn nsa tene ɛyɛ owura akwa yi so sɛ wɔn no wagye wɔn sika wɔn so wɔn bɔ kɔ adu sɛ wagye wɔn dollars wɔn a wagye wɔn cedis obi a ɔba hɔ bi a wɔwɔ dan wɔ hɔ bi a ɛka sɛ papa yi agye ne sika nso papa no kyerɛ sɛ da wɔnyi sika nanso maame okuru asɛm a ɔkan ne sɛ wɔn wɔte wi asɛ ne maame kura ɔnyi ne ni enti nsɛm na wɔn ka no nyina wonya nyi obi ani na emom nipa a wɔsoma no yɛ Ghana mampanin John Dramani Mahama to ɔde amania no bɛkɔ akɔbɔ no na nhwehwɛmu bɛtɔ dwa na obi a ne ho wɔ mu biara no mmara no ɛne na di ti nea waka ne sɛ yɛsi aseɛ no ɛnya ade a yɛwie na ɔtena ɛkɔ akɔ
yenim so ɔkyerɛ bɛsan to aso nti no na wato aso de ama yɛnua amansi ba da so abiam ne yɛte ne nkafi sakumo ransad baby a afro no one ka ɛsɛ nso kɔta hɔ sɛ ne bɛyɛ ɛmoampo ɛwɔ hɔ na ka ɛbɛtumi anya so mfaso na mafo sisi dan no ɔmu dwurugu no ɔmɔkɔ so adwura gu sa nti ɛbɛdi akyerɛ mu fi hɔ a ɔmɔkɔ dan so man liberty down ɛhɔ nso nsɛm wɔ hɔ papaapa nti ɛkua yɛwie ano no ɛhɔ nso ɛhɔ nyɛ koraa na afei pambro side hɔ no wɔn nkɔ ebi wɔ sansa wɔn nso ma sɛ nneɛma pa wɔn asase nti yɛde bi sia na yɛda mo asese mu nya abrɛ na bohwɛ yɛn yɛde aseda ɛma aboafo ɛbɔ na mo no wobɛhwehwɛ osi a ɛyɛ Pepsodent wonim sɛ ɛnka newspaper bi ɛfɛ no graphic apɔnse o wiase nyina ɛfɛ no Pepsodent ɛyɛ baako pɛ yɛnunu dada ɛfiri tete ɛnti no yɛmmɔ kɔkɔɔkɔ anse ne yɛbɔ awuram ɛbɛma wɔ si ayɛ fitaa kama you see my smile ɛbɛma wɔ sɛ akyi na ma ɛde wɔ no mu so ayɛ nti abusua nkyɛn fa Pepsodent ɔno na yɛkamfo ɛde ama obi bia midin ɛde ɛgya kwabena mene
nana ekua kobi
yɛne ɛde kasɛbɔ no brɛm yɛde mu nyina ase ama mumo ɛne hwɛ.
Welcome to NLA 590 Mobile. Today we will discuss how you can win cash by playing 590 on your phone or online. Visit 590mobile.com.gh or dial *959# on any handset or network and choose option 1 on the menu for direct 1. Select one number from 1 to 90 as your direct 1 number. You win 40 times your stake amount. only if your selected number is the same number that appears first in the draw. Thank you for your attention. And remember, you can stake your favorite NLA 590 lottery on your phone or online right now. All wins are paid same day, in full, and direct to your Momo.
Please dial 030-824-9477.
For any assistance, 590 Mobile. Let's down some. Go!
Afu. Wajidi sa wapesa wakachira on. Wani media wajiri wabaye. Ubabedi manu wawa.